Debt showdown finally over. Wall Street tanks and the FAA shut down. Now many congressmen are facing their constituents as they take a break in their home districts. Among them, Baton Rouge area Congressman Bill Cassidy, who joins us this morning. Great to see you.
Hey, JP. Thank you for having me.
Before we talk about the debt showdown, just get your take on this. We're waiting on that jobs report that is due out today. Unemployment is expected to stay around 9.2%, but they are saying that there'll be a slight improvement with maybe 90,000 jobs created. Your reaction to that, and what needs to give to create more jobs?
I think when I read that, though, it did show that there's more private sector jobs being created. It is government jobs being lost. Now, if you will, that's kind of a hopeful sign. We do need more private sector jobs being created because that's where growth is sustainable. On the other hand, we have to get our fundamentals correct. I think that the debt deal, showing the markets the United States government will live within its means, put it this way, begin to work on living within its means, is a good signal, and that's the sort of signal we need for future long-term growth.
Yeah, what are you hearing from your constituents? What are other congressmen hearing from their constituents about the trust factor? I mean, do we really trust Congress? Do we really trust the president to follow up with this stuff?
There is, I think, a sense of trust but verify. And the debt deal that was just passed, of course, cut $900 billion in spending, $917 billion right away, and it has another $1.2 to $1.5 trillion that will be cut. But if Congress fails to do that, there's an automatic cut goes in. So in this trust but verify, we would put in a bill which says if it's not done, it happens automatically, and it will happen across the board in ways you may not want, which turns up the heat to get it done the right way.
You're hopeful. You were telling me earlier you think this is the beginning of the end?
Yes. If someone has a mortgage and they're a little bit behind on the payments, you don't flip it around in 1 year. What you do is that you begin to pay off that mortgage over time. Now, frankly, you may still be purchasing something with your credit card, but bottom line, you begin to spend less than you make. What we just did, we cut more than we spend. And so we cut, and then we're spending here, which leaves some in the middle to pay off the debt. And I do think that the American people's activism, their focus, has resulted in a debt deal which is going to begin to pay off this deficit.
Now, you voted with Speaker Boehner.
I did.
Why did you vote? Because some of your colleagues were probably calling you and saying, hey, no, don't vote for this, that kind of thing. Why did you vote with it?
We cut the things I like about this bill is that we cut the deficit by anywhere from 2.1 to 2.5 trillion. We set up a vote on a balanced budget amendment, which will require the United States Congress and the President to live within the country's means.
And that was big for Republicans, the balanced budget.
But it's big for states. It's big for families. Every family decides to live within its means, so should the federal government. It also, as I mentioned earlier, it cuts more than it spends, so it leaves some extra money to begin paying off that debt. And if you look, the Congressional Budget Office says that this will save $156 billion in interest. So that's some real savings if you're saving that much in interest.
You're on break right now, but you do want to hear from your constituents. I mean, you've been having some of these phone town hall meetings and meetings throughout the district, but you really want to hear from people.
Absolutely. We had a telephone town hall meeting 2 nights ago in the greater Baton Rouge area, and then last night we had one in what will be the new part of the 6th Congressional District, which is going down towards Lafourche, Terrebonne, and St. Charles Parish, and then the rest of Iberville and Point Capee. So we're making an effort to communicate with folks as much as possible regarding this.
Busy time for Congressman Bill Cassidy. Thanks for being our guest this morning.
Thank you, JP.
Great to see you. Best to the family.
Yes.
Coming up, back to David Pennington, where the balloons are getting ready to fly. Stay with us.